So, I'm back again to talk about Making a Murder again. Natalie watched it with me, the first 2 episodes. She hadn't seen it. We watched 2, she left. I kept watching again, and I finished it again. 4 times. This is the 4th time I've gotten through it. I have a problem. I will admit it. I will be the first to admit it. I have a problem with this docu-series. I didn't even watch the new Game of Thrones. My dog's name is Khaleesi, for Christ's sake. I love Game of Thrones. But I watched Making a Murderer for the 4th time. Damn it. But today, I'm going to break down something new. It's not new in the case, but I'm going to break down a new part of the case. Last time we looked at Mike Halbach and 11 Signs of Lying. Today, we're going to go to the Ryan Hillegas testimony, and we're going to break that video down. I'm just going to say right off the bat here, he definitely had something to do with it. I'm convinced, because I am more convinced of Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey's innocence in this whole thing now that I have watched it 4 times. But today, we're going to break down some Ryan Hillegas footage and how it is so blatantly obvious something is wrong with this. I plan on doing a couple of these, breaking down people who have testified. I don't get much views. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And my Making a Murder one got more views than usual. So let's just jump into this.
All right, by the time that Calumet County investigators arrived, I take it you guys were pretty concerned about Teresa's well-being, where she was.
Yes.
Did the police interview you and Scott together, or did they put you in separate rooms when they talked to you, or how'd they do that?
I believe we were in the same room.
Okay.
All right. These are very simple things. You should know if you were in another room, especially with police officers there, and you're being interviewed. How can you not know? How?
Did the police ever ask you for any kind of alibi for October 31st?
No,
They never asked your whereabouts whatsoever?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So it'd be fair to say that you weren't in any way treated like a suspect that you could tell.
That's correct.
And even on the 5th and thereafter, when the search narrowed into the Averys, the police actually let you through some checkpoints along with some other searchers, you leading them to come and search the area, right?
Yes.
Area around the Avery property that they had made off limits to the general public, right?
Yes.
Her cell phone records, how does something like that occur?
Okay, so right here, they're gonna do the whole cell phone record part. Apparently he guessed the password on her cell phone.
Well, there were a couple of us that tried figuring it out, but basically I figured out her password and made up a username that worked and got into her phone records, and I mean, they printed right off.
Look at him. Like, look at him. We guessed a username, and we guessed the password. Just think about that. Think about how crazy that is. And they just guessed it.
Now tell me about this online search. She had never shared her password with you?
No.
So you just went online to Singular Wireless or whatever.com and just guessed her password?
Well, we had just kind of figured that it would probably be something relating to her sisters, and I believe it was their birth dates that got into it for us. I'm not exactly sure about what the password was, but...
Okay. Let me ask you about the weekend of October 29th and 30th. 29th being Saturday.
All right, so something with their birthdays. This is like a password you figure out, and he just can't remember that either. He can't remember what password they figured out. They had to think about this and figure it out, and he cannot remember the password. My man's suffering from amnesia.
Did you see her or talk with her that day?
I don't believe I talked to her on Saturday.
I don't believe I talked to her on Saturday. These should just be answers, like it's just clear cut for the most part. I feel like it shouldn't be. Everything this man says is just a guess. It's because he doesn't want to incriminate himself, and because when they go back and watch it or look at the dialogue, he can just say, I guessed, I thought, I wasn't quite sure.
I don't think so.
Okay. Did you talk with her or see her on Sunday?
Yes.
And where was that?
At her house.
And how did that come about?
I had just stopped briefly. I think I was dropping something off for Scott, and she was sitting there at her computer.
What I wish Jerry Buting would have done at this point would have been to ask, what did you drop off? And he probably would have just said, I can't remember.
So the last time you actually saw Teresa was Sunday?
Yes.
Do you know about what time that was?
I don't know.
I mean, we're talking morning, afternoon, night?
I don't know.
You don't remember at all?
Cannot remember whether it was morning, midday, or night. He cannot remember one thing. It drives me frickin' nuts that he is the way he is, and he has a little shit smirk on his face the whole time. I hate him. I hate that guy with a passion. Oh God. So that whole part of the documentary, for the fourth time I watched it, it's probably the part that bothers me the most of this whole thing was his testimony. It's just, he's such a greaseball, slimy scum. Even if, let's say he wasn't involved, let's just say he wasn't, who answers questions like that? And why can't you remember one damn thing of the whole process? Like anything, can't remember anything. Whew. So I'm saying it here, he was involved. He had something significant to do with this, and the worst part is I don't think he's ever going to go down for this unless someone decides to talk. Out of this huge conspiracy and everyone who's involved, no one's going down unless one person talks. They need one little whistleblower to blow the whole thing off at the top. Blow it off the top. Blow the lid off the top. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. So I've had enough of this for today, honestly. I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm going to do another one on Pamela Strone. She was just crazy. She's the crazy lady who found the car. So I'm going to do that video shortly. I don't know when, but if you haven't checked out my 11 Signs of Lying with Mike Halbach, I'll leave a link in the description, and if you leave a like and subscribe, I'll greatly appreciate that, and I will see you next time.